Hi yogis, and welcome to another Yin Yoga practice with me, your instructor Matt. And today we're going to be working on our hips and our spine. I have a beautiful sequence. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to pull and stretch in all sort of directions, but it's definitely worth it to get that tension release all in your hip area and your fascia. So without any further ado, today we're going to need blocks, a blanket, folded blanket, and that's about it. So we're gonna get into it right away. So our first position is gonna be pigeon pose. So starting off on your knees, bringing your hands in front of you. I'm gonna get on all four. We're gonna bring our right knee behind our right wrist, and we're gonna move our feet to the outside of the mat to make a 90-degree angle with the front. So for those of you who are familiar with this, this is what we're doing. And you can bring the blanket towards you. So we're going to be holding here, and as you get more into the pose, you can fold down on your elbows all the way to the floor. So this is going to give a big stretch in your glute. For me, my glutes are really tight today. So let's settle into this and breathe through the position. Keeping our left leg long and flat on the ground behind us. So the blanket is something I started using. It's a nice addition and it's very comfortable. Just put your elbows on it, maybe go down and rest on your forehead if you can go all the way down. Eventually on your chest with your arms extended if you're that flexible. So deep breath in and deep breath out through the nose. Allowing your body to melt down through the floor with the help of gravity. So one more minute to go here. For those of you who are new to Yin Yoga, it might feel almost like it hurts because it stretches so much. So you want to find your edge and hold it there. Don't push yourself too much as it really stretches and pulls. So you don't want to injure yourself going past your threshold or your limit point, which I call the edge. So just find your edge and try to stay there. And as you increase your flexibility, you can go and push a little more to get closer to the ground. So from here, we're going to gently come back up. And we're going to push through our wrist and bring that leg back. And from here, we're just going to fold down into child's pose. Just to get that nice stretch. before we go into the other side. So you basically push through your arms and sit on your heels. And from here, very slowly, we're going to come back to all fours, bringing our left knee behind our left wrist, bringing that leg in a 90-degree angle towards the front again. We're going to extend our right leg with our right feet flat on the floor, and we're going to hold here and start lowering ourselves as we open up. So if you notice, I cannot go right away to the floor right now because it's really tight. But after I hold it for a minute, my body will open up and I'll start being able to get closer to the ground. And so should you. You also want to try to keep your hips square to the front of the mat. You don't want to be shifting them to the left or the right too much, as this defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do here. So if they are shifting, just bring them back neutral in the middle and try to lower them towards the floor. And we're going to slowly come out of this one again, very gently. Walk your hands back, regaining your composure here, pushing through your wrist, lifting up that left leg and bringing it back. Once again, from here, we're going to get into child's pose. And we're going to gently come back to all fours. Now we're going to take our right leg, we're going to step it to the outside of our right wrist, and we're going to get into a deep lunge. So extending our left leg, putting that left foot flat on the ground. This is where the blocks might come in handy. You can bring one block and just hold your position here. You should feel a nice, big and deep stretch in your left hip. And again, as it opens up, you can lower yourself to your forearms all the way to having your forehead flat on the floor if you can. So as you get closer to the floor, you start getting that big stretch in your inner right groin area while getting that stretch in your left hip. So then it becomes beneficial in two spots instead of one. So that is the purpose of lowering yourself down. But it might be too hard, so don't push it. It'll come with time. Even myself, I'm an instructor and I'm not even there yet, so it's just the way your bodies operate. So give it time. Yin yoga is all about patience. And from here, we're going to slowly come back up, and we're going to extend that right leg so to get that nice stretch in the hamstring. I'm just going to hold it there. And moving forward a bit, we're going to bring it back. And we're going to step our left leg to the front, doing the other side now. Extending that right leg behind us, lowering our hips towards the floor, right foot flat on the ground. We're going to do the same here. So deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. So you might notice that one side is easier than the other, and that's totally normal. Don't worry about it. They most likely will never be even from day to day, time to time. And from here, we're going to slowly push, come back on our right knee, and extend that left hamstring, or that left leg to get that nice stretch. Just going to hold it there for a little bit. And then we're going to move forward and get out of the position. So from here, we're going to get on our backs. And we're going to be doing pigeon pose from this position. And it feels a little different, and it is different as well. So we're going to cross our right heel right over our left knee. And from here, we're going to pull that left knee in and just hold in this position. And you might want to rock from left to right just to massage the lower back as you hold this nice stretch. This is a great time to close your eyes if you haven't started doing so right away. And connect with your inner self through deep breathing. Releasing all that tension that is trapped within your hip joints. All those emotions. Everything you're holding onto from your past or from bad experiences that keeps haunting you. Try to let it go. Just try to let it vanish like it never happened. And in doing so, you're going to free yourself. And that's the biggest gift you can give yourself in life, freeing yourself from emotions. Because ultimately, you're the only one keeping your emotions alive. So you can make them die as well. And we're going to slowly uncross them, extending ourselves here, just wiggling our legs a little bit, allowing the blood to move back throughout the body. So you can just stretch like you just woke up and extend your body, get that nice long stretch in your spine. Feels good. So we're going to bend our knees 90 degrees, taking our left heel, putting it over our right knee. We're going to bend that knee towards us and just hold it. We're going to do the other side. Closing our eyes once more. Giving the gentle rock side by side. And we're going to release, bring that knee back down, uncross your feet. And it might be good to just wiggle them from left to right here, like a windshield wiper. It's a great way to release the low back. It feels amazing, actually. I love this move. And now we're going to bring our knees back in, crossing our legs and grabbing our feet together. We're going to pull them down towards the floor and just hold this position. So you're just crossing either your right leg over the left or the left over the right and pulling down on each side. And then from here, we can bring it over our head like this. Crossing them again. So if it's that too intense for you, bring them back closer to you. Or extend them over and hold there if you feel like it. And I'm bringing them back here. from here, we're going to release. We're going to bring them down back to the ground. And we're going to turn on our side and get into the seated position. We're going to set ourselves up for straddle position. So we're going to be using the blanket just to place it under our bum for comfort. Bringing our our legs wide. What we're going to do is we're going to fold forward. So you're going to start very slowly. You're going to walk your fingertips just to your edge. For me, it's right here. And I'm going to plant my hands firmly into the floor. So I'm going to be holding here, and as I get more flexibility in my inner groin and legs, I'm going to keep walking them forward and hold. So really go gentle here, very gentle. Do not go past the point where it pulls so much that you're going to strain something, because that's not going to be good. And moving too fast too can get you injured. So really it's like you tiny little movement when you walk your fingertips, millimeters by millimeters. And very slowly we're going to walk our fingertips backward, then our hands very gently. And we're going to bring those legs back in the middle. Might feel good to wiggle them a bit. Just relax in here a bit. And from here we're going to go back on our knees, putting the blanket at the top of the mat. From here, we're going to be walking our hands forward, bringing our knees back a bit. We're going to start lowering our chin and then our chest all the way to the ground, just to get that nice stretch in our spine. Trying to keep our hips aligned over our knees. So it's just a nice spine stretch. And from here, we're going to start moving forward, coming into our belly. And we're going to get into Sphinx pose. So putting our elbows right underneath our shoulders, keeping our feet flat and our legs long. We're just going to be holding this position here for that nice stretch in your low back. And from here, we're going to tuck our toes, bringing our body back down, getting on our wrist and pushing ourselves back up to all fours. So we're going to come into our final position, the wide knee child's pose. So we're going to bring our knees to the outside of our mat. And we're going to be lowering ourselves, sitting down on our heels. And I wanted to tell you guys that I really appreciate you joining me on this sequence today of Yin Yoga. If you could subscribe to my channel, please, it'd be very much appreciated. It's the only way you can really support me with my YouTube channel, and it's free to do, but it does provide me some support and it helps the channel growing so I can bring more classes. So please do that for me. Now from here, I want you to just walk your hands forward. And we're going to collapse on the ground here, all the way to our forehead. And we're going to close up this practice by staying in this position for any amount of time that you deemed necessary to close up your Yin Yoga class today. So until next time, guys, namaste.